Hello guys, my name is Spy and welcome to some more Scrap Mechanic. Now I have no clue what I just built here. I don't know. Go on, you're free. Go on. Go home. Anyways, I've gotten multiple requests in my other videos comments, and one of those requests was to build a tank. Multiple tanks actually, but I'm not going to go after a specific model. I'm just gonna try my best at building a tank. Anyways, what we gotta do is we got to make the tires mimic a track as much as possible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to build suspension inside the tank, just to give it a little more realism. So there we go. I think that looks decent. Then while we move over here, we got to make it go down one. And I don't know how we're properly going to get the turning on this. Not sure. That looks good. Okay, and then we go down one more. Just like this. Okay, that looks good. Sweet. And then we do that for a few more blocks. Maybe two more? Two more seems good. Yeah, that looks decent. Okay, let's try that. Now this tank's going to be a little long. We might have to extend it out a little more. Okay. That looks pretty sweet, actually. I wonder if this thing will actually climb stuff. Probably not. This is going to be a weird tank. Oh well. Okay, now we gotta do the same thing as we did on the other side. There we go. I think that's good. Sweet. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe we should extend that tire up one more. Possibly. Let's see how that looks. I think that looks better than that. So we're going to go with this one right here. I'm just going to change this as well. I don't know if it will become unbalanced this way, but we can try. Hopefully it works out. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, now what we got to do is we got to do that on the other side. I'm actually going to see. I think that's a good length there. One past the wheel. Yeah. That looks good. Now the tank is a little too thin, so we got to extend it out more. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to put this on the other side. Hopefully it's balanced. Okay, there we go. Now we got the tracks on both sides. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. So what we got to do now is we got to figure out where to put the engines. Usually they're in the back of tanks, if I recall correctly. I don't know. But if this was a real tank, we would actually have a big problem because the bottom underplate is actually very vulnerable. But luckily this is Scrap Mechanics. I think usually the underplate is really vulnerable anyways in tanks. Okay, we're going to just use basic gas engines. I think we're just going to use 4. Maybe right there, and right there. Ooh. Okay, maybe we should put some up here too, just to balance it out. Is that balancing it out? Yep, that looks good. Okay, I wonder how many engines we can hook up to a chair though. I don't know. Okay. Looks unbalanced now. Okay, it'll be unbalanced a little bit. We can counterbalance that later on. Okay, cool. We can have all 4 engines. Now I'm going to hook all the tires up to their individual wheels. I don't know about that one though. The middle piece. Not sure. Okay, so we got the tires hooked up. Now let's see how this drives. Probably going to look really funny. Now, we don't have any turning on this thing yet. And to do that, I think I'm going to use thrusters, possibly, to turn it. Okay, we need more engine power. Maybe go up 2 notches each. That looks good. Oh, wow, look at that. This thing looks crazy. Getting some awesome air. Now, can we climb rocks? Okay, I don't think we can climb rocks yet. We gotta get rid of this lip here on the front. Yeah, there we go. And we'll design it a little more later, make it look more aesthetically pleasing. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We don't have any wheels in the middle. That's our problem. Okay, let's go back up to the launch pad. See if we can add some turning to this thing. It's actually pretty awesome so far. Might have a little too much power, but a fast tank is a good tank. Okay, to get turning, I think we need to add thrusters. Now, I don't know if we have enough room for thrusters. We might. Okay, maybe we could put one there. Maybe one back here. I'm gonna use wood because I don't want to make it too heavy. Yo, one there and one there. Now we have to assign it to a button to actually turn it. We're gonna use these simple buttons here. One there and one there. This one will turn it left. There we go. And this one will turn it right. So these have to go all the way up. Then we just hook these up to the seat. That's one, and that's two. Let's see how this works. Oh, that might be too much power. Okay, so I got the turning on. I added thrusters on there. Now I put the front thruster up a little more, or to the right a little more, just to give it a little more balance. It looks pretty good. It's turning really good, actually. Now I don't like how there's a blue little flame coming out the side, but that's fine. Now, if you guys know a better way to make turning on tanks, just let me know, because I have no clue how to do it properly. Now, what we could do now is we can actually work on the aesthetics. Now, I think it looks pretty good so far, but let's make it look more like a tank. We're going to get this onto the lift. Put it down into the ground, of course. Let's see if we can make this look more like a tank. Now, we don't need these pieces here. Let's use some, I think, concrete and wood. We don't want to make it too heavy. Metal's way too heavy for our needs. So I have no clue how to build the aesthetics of a tank. So I'm just going to go with my mind. There we go. I think we got it pretty symmetrical. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, so there we go. I built the body. It looks pretty decent. It looks alright. It's really heavy though. See, look at this. Drives pretty good though still. Hit a jump and it'll actually use the suspension, which is what I wanted. I don't know if it looks like a tank yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to build the turret as good as possible. Now, the problem with the turret is we can't properly turn it. We can use a joint to maybe turn it 45 degrees in each direction, but that's pretty much it. Let's do that. Now, to do that, I'm going to go over here and get the bearing. Now, for the bearing, we're going to try to put it in the middle. Now, we won't because the tank is a little uneven. Now, we have to do this. I'm not sure how big we want the turret, really. I'm guessing this is more of a scout tank, as it doesn't look very efficient. There we go. Now to get in the tank, I think I'm gonna add a little doorway back here. Now, does that work? Yeah, that works pretty good. Now, if that was real life, that would be at the end of us. Okay, now we gotta add a button for the joint. Somehow. Actually, we can probably just turn the bearing with our seat. Let's test this out. Okay, let me in the seat. Oh, wow, that actually works. That's pretty cool. Pretty good. And now for the ammo rack, I'm gonna have it out the back, similar to a lot of the World War II tanks. Kind of looks like a Hellcat almost. Kind of. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got the turret. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe add a little more depth to it later. That looks pretty sweet, actually. Okay, now that we have that, we might as well add a mantlet with some normal heavy metal. Heavy metal. That works. There we go. I think that works. That looks decent, I guess. Now for the barrels, I'm not sure what we can really use. We could use table supports, but that would be a really small barrel. Usually support tanks or the scout or lightweight tanks don't usually have a very big barrel anyways. Probably use a long pipe here. Go. Now I don't know if we should put it downwards or up. It really sucks that it's not even. I think... Or we can kind of go into the area of futuristic kind of tanks with the double cannons. Maybe like this. I think that looks pretty good. There we go. And then we can add a little tiny, what should we add? We can add a bearing to the end. Okay, there we go. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Now we can test this out, and then we can give it some more aesthetic designs. Okay, the turret's a little wobbly, but that's fine. Nothing we can do about that. Now we're stuck in the turret. Crap. Okay, so there's our tank. Looks pretty sweet. I think it can do a little more touch-ups in the future. So if you guys have any suggestions for this tank, let me know and I will gladly fix it. So let's take this for a test ride. There we go. It looks pretty good. Now, one of the problems with this tank is when I try to get out of it, it puts me inside the turret up top. So I was trying to put a seat up there, but it didn't work very good. Looks pretty cool. So the turret actually moves too, but it wobbles, which sucks. Not much we can do, though. And it only moves 45 degrees. Bang. Bang. And there's no inside view. I guess there is, a little bit. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's take this on some jumps. Okay, so I turned up the engines a bit, and there's a hill here. Let's see if we can climb it. Might have too much power now. Holy crap! Oh, that's pretty sweet. So let's drive off this edge and see how our suspension works. Oh, that's pretty sweet. It worked pretty good for a little tank. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode and this little tiny tank, make sure to leave a like. And thank you guys for watching and subscribing. And I will see you guys next time. Stay sweet. Bye.